What's up, guys? This is Astranox, showcase of Ran in PvP. So I have him at plus 15 skill ups. I'm going to be running budget cleave teams for my people that don't have much speed. You're putting all your best speed gear on a combationist booster like Rosid. You give speed buff for Ran and other heroes in the team. They're able to deal more damage because they have an extra multiplier that deals more damage because, it scales off of their speed as well as attack. So I have him on speed and crit set. He's able to deal quite a bit of damage. He set up the team real nice. I have him on the Unity Guild War artifact, so he has more hit chance versus Earth Hero or evasion-based heroes. This is, I think, his best in slot, to be honest. So much better than his own artifact, actually. I could definitely push the attack to like 3,000, the crit damage 300% plus, but I aim for more speed. And to be honest, I reserve my better offense gear for my actual cleavers because he's the one that will set up the team to land defense break on the enemy, and you're going to be able to deal way more damage with the rest of your team, and it's going to be great, right? You want to soul burn his skill 3 so you have ignore effect resistance. This is one of the best thing that he has, removal of 2 buffs and then applying defense break. It's not 100% chance, it's 85% chance to defense break, still really good. And then the stigma debuff, real nice stuff. And then you have the skill nullifier. You can survive like Arbiter Vildred coming back to life and just, using the S3 against you. So I really like that. Now, I mean, when you have him paired with cleave heroes like a Vildred, he's going to be able to make quick work of the enemy team. And then you down one that has defense break. If you're unlucky, maybe you were not able to soul burn the S3 of Ran. So, or maybe you're facing a team that has an Earth hero. They evaded your S3, couldn't land the defense break. At least Vildred, if he downs the target that does have defense break, you're going to be able to get an extra attack, and it's going to be really nice. Now, Ran actually deals real solid damage with his skill number 1, so that's good for cleanup. And then, the skill 2 and then the skill 3, they have a 4-turn cooldown, which is insane because the skill 3 grants him an extra turn, which means it's basically 3-turn skill number 3, which is like so packed, super overpowered. There's way too many things going on in the skill number 3, right? And then the S2 with the team-wide immunity. I mean, look at the damage. It's really high. And, even without having like defense break against the enemy, when he uses the skill number 3, you can see that the scaling off of his, speed and then getting the speed buff from Rosid and him having the attack buff because of his skill 2 that grants him a self-attack buff. Like, he's doing some pretty solid numbers, right? And then I'm running, Silver Rain artifact on my Rosid, which means that the highest attacker in the team will have attack buff. So it's not going to be Ran because, he actually has not that much attack. So yeah, it's a great way to actually get attack buff on 2 heroes, without needing a hero that applies attack buff on your whole team, so you can make good use of the high base speed of a hero like Rosid or maybe Judith. But to be honest, Rosid is just way too good because you have speed imprint, right, for the whole team beside himself, and then you have the speed buff, which is 30% more speed, and it's just going to allow you to get more turns over the enemy. And then if you're able to go like kind of like back to back with a hero, especially like a green Vildred, as soon as he downs one hero, every hero he downs, he's getting like 25% combationist increase for himself, which is ridiculous. He now has exclusive equipments, dealing more damage, so it's really, really good. Now, Politis, right, she's right now available with Ran, so you can pull for both of them, right? Both of these heroes are great for, a budget cleave or even a really good cleave team, but cleave is having issues, right? In RT it's going to be rough because with Ran you need like 2 mages with the Guild's Ancient Book, because if you just pick 1 mage, then the enemy can just ban that mage. If you're going with double mages with the Guild's Ancient Book, what happens is that you can just ban your Ran. Boom, done. Like, it's that easy, right? Then you're gonna need some really high gear level because you need a lot of speed on Ran if you're not using a combationist booster, and then you're gonna need a lot of speed on the rest of your team because Ran doesn't pushes the combationist of your team. And it's going to be rough. If you're relying on a combationist booster, they can just ban that hero, right? If you're putting all that best gear on like a Rosid, just ban the hero, done. Like, maybe they have a high speed hero already on their team, like an Assassin Sid, and then they're just going to like pick you apart, and they have like really tanky heroes. So it's really rough if you don't have the ignore effect resistance and they have, you know, very high effect resistance on their heroes, right? They're running like really tanky heroes. They're, you know, they have an earth hero or they're doubling up on that. Maybe they have evasion based heroes like a green Vildred. It's going to be like a really bad time for Ran. So you got to be careful about that. It's just way too easy for the enemy to just like mess up your plan in RT, and then they can just pick up a billion. Let's say, just like one example, block your Tagil's Ancient Book. You're coming in there with 2 mages, and they just like, you nullify that thing. Like you have to ban billion, and then they could have other threats to mess you up, right? So yeah, there's quite a few things to worry about when you're using Ran. The thing is, at least you can just use him very effectively in arena offense. The issue is that Politis might mess you up if you don't have immunity on your team and you're using a combat genius booster like Rosie, Judith, for example, right? Like Politis might cut, right? She's gonna use her skill number 2, her passive, and then what happens is that if she's on like Abyssal Crown and you don't have immunity, she might land some stuns on you. So really bad. Actually, that can definitely mess you up. And then if the Politis is fast, she might be able to cut between your cleave, and then she can disrupt you, and you definitely don't want that. So yeah, in arena offense, in guild war offense, I feel like Ran is going to definitely perform well. Now for RTA in lower leagues, you know, players might not have every answer to fight him. Like, you know, a Selene is going to be really dangerous against a team with Ran. So you're going to have to ignore, like, not use the skill number 2 because it's a non-attack skill. It will trigger Selene. Now, if you use a combat genius booster before, then Selene will trigger, you know, her blink, or Politis if you're facing a Politis against the enemy team. Then, you know, you're pushing combat genius with a hero like Rosie, Judith, like that's it. Like she's gonna cut in there potentially, but at least like she's going to use her skill too. Maybe she's yeah, going to land some debuffs on you. So yes, you definitely do have to be careful about quite a few things. Now Green Vildred right here, you can see that he's just like easily able to deal with my team. Unfortunately, I'm not able to land my attacks against him. I mean, high evasion hero. He really is quite dangerous, very popular in the meta right now. Attack break, you know, the constant counter attacks with the lifesteal set and the recovery when he uses the skill 2, clearing debuffs as well. Big damage on the skill number 3 as well. Very, very dangerous hero, man. So yeah, I put the battle in there just to, you know, just remind you guys that there is going to be heroes that can just destroy your whole team, especially if you are unlucky, and you can be sure that, you know, bad luck will happen when you're trying to cleave, because you're trying to get everything to happen like really early on, back to back. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be rough in a lot of cases. Also, like if you downing Arbiter Vildred with Ran, that could be dangerous, because I mean, if their RB comes back to life and they have greater attack buff on him, he's gonna mess up the rest of your damage dealers, right? So yeah, if you have a lot of speed and you're going first with the combat genius booster, you down Arbiter Vildred using your Vildred, let's say, that's gonna be fine, because then he comes back, he downs your RB, your RB comes back, and then you can like clean up stuff like that. So it's a good way to, if you enjoy cleaving, if you don't have the patience to build bruiser heroes, maybe you don't have the luck to pull bruiser heroes, then you can just go ahead and build something like this. The investment is not that high because you don't need that much speed. Not crazy speed is required. You know, you can save your bookmarks for heroes like a Green Vildred getting memory imprint to contest other speed players in RTA, or whatever they're running on their defense in Guild War or Arena. So yeah, it definitely works. This is a 1-year account, and it's a budget cleave, and it seems to be working pretty well. I like that the stigma is the first thing that gets removed, you know, from Angel of Light, Angelica, or other heroes that can just cleanse 1 debuff. So you do have the defense break that will stick on the enemy, and then you can pull some big damage, and you might be able to win in a case like this. But then like Ram is really dangerous from the ReZero collaboration. Like every time you hit all their allies, she might counterattack and attack all your team, and then, I mean, she's gonna take your whole team out if you're unlucky, and you won't be able to do your whole combo. So there's quite a few ways for the enemy to mess you up, and this is against the AI, guys. Like, if you're going in there in World Arena, they're just gonna like break your combo apart, and then they're gonna just yeah, they're going to contest speed with a hero like Assassin Sid. They're gonna have like their best speed gear on that hero, or maybe they're gonna have that on a you know, like a Cerise, which is gonna have a high base speed. And yeah, it's kind of easy for them to mess you up. They could go ahead and pick Politis, that's like tanky on a disruptor build. They could be picking, I mean, they could just pick Ran before you actually pick him, right? Because if you reveal your plan too early on, they can just start to pick a bunch of Earth heroes. There's quite a few ways for the enemy to definitely mess your plan up. But he's definitely a good time. Like in arena offense, I'm even setting him up on my arena defense because I'm running a cleave on my defense on this fourth account for a long time. But I'm just in challenger, and to be honest, this is not competitive at all. It's not champion or higher. But really, like, who cares really about arena that much? It's about just getting your sky stones every week. And if you want like quick battles because you don't want to be running 5-minute battles with a bruiser setup, then maybe this is your playstyle. You definitely don't have much time to invest into the game, especially for running like PvP stuff. You don't even do World Arena. Now, Ran is going to be useful for you in PvE content. Like in Wyvern, I haven't tested him, but I feel like he's definitely going to shine there. I mean, like he has a lot of debuffs with his skill number 3. The thing is, the Stigma debuff, I believe the bosses are immune to that. So you have Defense Break at your disposal. You have, I mean, Skill Nullify. You have the attack buff on himself. I mean, he will provide a lot of damage for you. Now, actually, he won't be a top contender for Wyvern, but still, he can be used in there. If you invest into this hero, you can definitely bring him in quite a few places. Maybe Labyrinth, he has good morale there. Maybe you can bring him in Hell Raid to speed things up. I really like the look of this hero, the artwork, the animation. Really top tier, man. Really, really nice stuff. Nice stuff. And then the defense break that he's able to apply on the enemy team, like in that battle, I'm able to cycle his skills again and use the skill 3 again and just clean up with the S1, and I'm able to deal so much damage. And it's good. It's really good what you're able to do in terms of damage with this hero skill 1 and skill number 3. So definitely a hero that if you invest into, you can bring in multiple areas of the game. So yeah, if your playstyle is cleave, he's definitely going to be like a high tier hero for you and a must have. But if you're cleaving, I mean, you can skip, but I feel like a lot of different players playstyle might want to have this hero because he's so powerful. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about all that in the comment section. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.